I mean, I know I've said this before, but I think Marvel just has the greatest opening, like theme. Like, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Idiots Review. I'm Caleb.
I'm Hannah, and we are getting ready to watch episode 6 of She-Hulk. Hopefully Daredevil's in it. We'll see. I have a feeling that maybe he's not.
I know, especially after the description, I'm like, or it's gonna be like at the very end, like
they're gonna tease like his next episode or something.
He's gonna come like flipping in like on the trailer, and then he's gonna be like, you know, we need to talk Jen or something, and then like the episode's gonna end, and then like.
That'd be annoying. But yeah, so here we go.
No, Jen, you don't need to bring a Luke Jacobson business suit to a wedding. I want to see the super suit that he made you.
Why? I'm never gonna wear it.
You're gonna look hot. As Shulky?
But I was like, why would you go with She-Hulk though?
She just shortened She-Hulk to Shulky.
We just like gradually grew apart and we don't talk anymore.
So why are you a bridesmaid?
Or does she want you to be a bridesmaid of She-Hulk?
How do you say no to being a bridesmaid?
You just say no.
Would you really want her pulling all the attention away though?
That's fine. It's just.
So she is showing up as She-Hulk for some reason.
Probably.
She does not look thrilled.
I mean, she's probably showing up as She-Hulk because people seem to like She-Hulk better than Jen, so then she's like, oh, I'm not going to show up as Jen.
All the attention away from me with you. No one's going to be looking at me. All eyes are going to be on you. It's your big day.
Didn't you say your name was Craig Hollis?
It is, but I go by Mr. Immortal. It's pithier.
Sure.
Really need you to help me out, otherwise this settlement could bleed me dry.
Divorce is hard.
Yeah. It's not like I didn't try the whole marriage.
She's like, don't speak.
In fact, it could be said that no one blamed me for walking out into traffic during rush hour and putting an end to the whole issue right then and there.
Wait, what? Let me get this straight. Are you saying that instead of having a conversation with your wife, you kill yourself to get out of the relationship?
Whoa. I don't kill myself.
And he's Mr. Immortal, so he just comes back.
I can't die.
I'm sorry, and you
Obviously, ending a relationship
that is so messed up.
Like, so
Any
is
sort of
grieving
personal
the death
growth,
of a
right?
spouse.
No, I'm not sure who I should worry about. The government?
Because he does it every single time.
Was there an insurance claim after any of the ends
Oh, so they have been putting like the little scan thing in each episode, and it takes you to an comic of She-Hulk.
Nice. What a useless superpower to have. Just you die, then you come back, and then you die, and you come back.
But does he age? Like, did he not get that superpower until he was that age, or like, does he just continue to?
Well, not being able to die is not the same thing as not aging.
No, I know, but like, you know, does he age? Is my question.
I would imagine.
Sorry, I know this is a little weird.
Oh, sorry.
I still haven't perfected the least awkward way to approach a stranger.
Oh. Yeah, you do a little work.
Oh, yeah.
Now that they showed that previously on where they were trying to like get a sample of her blood, now I'm just like suspicious that every single person that she meets
Wants her blood.
$75,000 of credit card debt, and Paul conveniently disappears the day the bill came.
Well, I never saw a dime for raising Spencer Jr. alone for all those years.
My friend sent me a link to a video posted on that site, Intelligentsia.
The one for hateful man babies?
Yep, that's the one. Anyway, you saw this man walk into a busy intersection.
She's like, I'm gonna be searching that up later.
His body regenerates.
I will never understand women if I live to be and I will.
You'll understand this one. I will get you the best possible deal under the circumstances. Don't touch me.
Everybody turn around.
He's so brave. We just had to resuscitate him this morning.
Jonathan.
Of course.
We were married for 18 years, and she was only with him for 3. Why should she get the same amount as me?
Because I had a kid with this fool.
Why should we be punished for her mistake?
You And my son stay safe and
I think I'm gonna jump out the window.
on, my party people?
Well, what else am I gonna do for the next 4 hours?
She always have the exact same amount of money? Like, how many 5s and 1s does she have?
I know, right? Why do you just have increments of $12?
Is that the absolute best you can do on eye contact?
And so, Amy, that's 20 seconds of eye contact.
That seems interminable.
Rose, where are ya? I'm trying to get a hold of you for
I'm liking that storyline more than I'm liking this wedding.
I know,
storyline.
right?
Call me back, you ding dong.
Again, it's like the lawyer stuff. Like, I'd like to see more of that.
What's a good name?
My parents.
Really?
Yeah, that guy's totally after her blood.
Wow. Thank you for that.
So far, there's been no, like, literally been, like, no, like, decent men in this entire show, so.
That's because all female characters hate men.
I mean, I feel like there is a very strong hint of, like, chick flicky, like, vibe from the show, and, like, you know, from a woman's perspective, which, I mean, you know, I guess it's about, you know, the main character is about a woman, is, you know, so, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but there's a lot of chick flicky kind of vibes from this.
Yeah, let it out, babe. Let it all out.
Okay, are they gonna explain how she's super strong?
It's no fun unless you're She-Hulk.
Okay, how about you should have taken the fighting away from the wedding to
I
not
know,
ruin
right?
it, instead of kicking her into it to absolutely ruin it.
Oh my god. She-Hulk is at my wedding.
And she's drunk.
I love you so much.
She only has one eye open, so I'm gonna.
Oh, huge. Yeah, they're big. Okay.
Jen is better off. Just let her live her life.
Fine. It's called intelligentsia, and it's all of these like memes and death threats. Okay, it's probably not even a thing. So just give me a call when you get this.
Oh,
and I
jeez.
love you so much.
Hulk King.
Is this more World War Hulk? Or someone who wants to become a Hulk? Or is this the leader?
Could be to set up Captain America. Seriously, why would you end the last episode like that if Daredevil wasn't going to be in it? We saw him in the trailers. We've seen his helmet. Now just give us that.
They're like, we know there's going to be people that are just watching this for Daredevil. We're going to make you wait. I think I actually liked that episode more than the previous one. I'm trying to remember what happened in the previous one.
The previous one was the one where she was going to court over the She-Hulk name.
Oh, right. I mean, like you said during the episode, I liked the lawyery part more than I liked Jen at the wedding part. I wish that they would, you know, show Jen being a lawyer and like let us, you know, experience that side more. But no, and you know, we did get to see like Hulk King, whoever that is. I'm sure there's probably people that are like, oh. But yeah, so I mean, I think I enjoyed this episode more than I have in, you know, some of the past episodes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I already said it, and you already said I said it again. But yeah, I did like. My least favorite part was the wedding part. Was Jen's role in this whole episode. The lawyery side was better. I what is this, episode 6? So I mean, 6 episodes in, and I'm pretty convinced that I'm just not going to be that big of a fan of the show. I mean, there's certain aspects that I like, so it's not like I'm just sitting here hating it the whole time. There are certain things and aspects of it that I like, but overall, I just I don't think I'm going to be that big of a fan of the show, unfortunately. And maybe the show just wasn't geared. The audience wasn't intended for it's. And part of the reason is, like I also said during the reaction, was that this feels more like a chick flick, like it's geared towards women. Which, I mean, if that's their target audience, then that's fine. It's just that, like, they literally, like, there's like no decent guys in this entire show. Like, they're either stupid or they're
the other lawyer in the superhero thing is like the decent one. The guy that took.
Yeah, one. Nice. It's like literally everybody, like all the other guys are either they're like stupid or they're like mean or they're like just big turds, and I'm like, are there guys like that? I mean, yes,
Of
but
course.
like I feel like they're like overdoing it, like like you said, like like they hate all men, so therefore like all men are and like they have like that worldview within this show, and I'm just like, okay, like yes, there are guys out there like that, but I'm like literally like every single guy is either like trying to kill her or is just stupid or like a turd, and I'm just like, okay, like come on.
But that, even like that's aside, like there being no good men. I just feel like, I don't know, I've like, it's not as funny as I want it to be, like, to be just like a straight comedy.
Especially when
they
said it was just going to be like Marvel's first just sitcom.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, oh,
So, like,
no, it's not really.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not like, it's not hooking me in even in that aspect where I'm like, superhero stuff aside, like that's fine if they don't want to like dive fully into that. But I was like, the show just as a show with is not doing it. Like it needs, I don't know, something.
It does. Like the storyline isn't super great, and then it's not like super funny either, and so then there's no catch for it. It's just kind of like there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we touched on this in the last one, is that there's no overarching story.
I mean, they're starting to lay hints onto it, but I'm like, this is episode 6.
Yeah.
Like, it's too late to start being like, oh, there's, oh, hey, remember like way back in episode 2 when this happened? Well, now it's episode 6, and we're also still not kind of picking up where that left off. We're still laying crumbs. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like there's only like 3 episodes left. Like,
yeah, so it's like they're, I get that they were trying to like do something different, and it was just supposed to be like more like comedy, which is fine.
But then, like, it needed to be like super funny and like,
yeah. Then like each episode definitely needs to. I mean, and they've kind of done it where like each episode is kind of self-contained, but then like
it's kind of not though.
It's kind of not, yeah. So
it's not like a true sitcom where like we're watching we're rewatching like Home Improvement, and it's like one episode to the next. I mean, there's no real connections there. And I was like, there's no real overarching anything, but I was like, but it's entertaining to watch because it's funny, and you like the characters and things like that. And I'm like, and the show didn't deliver on that.
Yeah, well, and it's like, and I like some of the characters. I just wish they either needed to like go harder into the comedy aspect, or they needed to give me a better overarching story. Something that something that the light at the end of the tunnel sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
And like, I mean, I feel like I'm starting to warm up a little bit to her friend character.
Yeah.
And the lawyer and the other lawyer.
And the lawyer, yeah. Apparently
but
we're great at remembering the character names.
But I was like, I'm not really all that like attached to, or I'm like, oh, I really like Shehulk's character. I'm just kind of like, she's just kind of there because she's like the title character, but I'm not like, I'm not like, oh man, like, you know, like she's really won me over, and like, you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing her and other stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, I don't know, like, you know, if she shows up, like she shows up.
I would be
but,
more
like,
excited
I'm not...
to see her friend pop up in something else.
But,
I'd like to see her friend and Darcy just kind of like.
But yeah, but her character, I'm like, you know, they haven't like done anything with her yet to the where I'm like, oh, like, you know, like I really like her character, like she's really like cool, or, you know,
yeah, I mean,
funny, or
and
this
we've
or that,
talked about
or
this
like
before, where like previous, you know, whatever your opinions are on like certain movies or things like that, you know, I feel like, I mean, I'm going to use Black Widow as an example again because a lot of people hate that movie, even though I like it. But like, I like the characters in that movie. You know, they introduced.
Even though Black Widow was probably the weakest part of the Black Widow movie, her supporting cast were like really good.
Yeah, it's like they introduced like, you know, 3 characters that, I mean, well, yeah, 3. I mean, because I'm not really sold on Taskmaster. I know she's going to be in Thunderbolts, but like.
Well, I mean, she didn't really have any like, speaking parts. She was just kind of there.
But I was like, they introduced 3 characters that I'm like, I want to see pop up again. And, you know, we are. Well, at least, you know, 2 of them. Melina.
3 of them.
Well, yeah, well, but I'm talking about the 3 that I actually liked. Yeah, there's no talk of Melina popping up anywhere. But, yeah, so it's like, but that was like the whole point of that was like
that movie was to launch.
It was to launch these characters, and so, you know, the purpose of She-Hulk is to launch She-Hulk, and she's the least interesting character on the show. So you know, yeah, I mean, like you said, like I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait to see her pop up in, you know, something. So I mean, hopefully that changes over the next 3 episodes, where all of a sudden like
you know,
something shifts and we get to like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, yeah, like they haven't given her any like personality traits that are like favorable, or like, you know, she's not like super like charismatic, or like, you know, I don't know, there's just nothing.
She's just, I mean, they're really playing up that like she's like awkward and kind of, you know, which is fine, but like, I don't know, there needs to be something that, I don't know,
that like you relate to the character, like you gotta like, I don't know, you just gotta, whatever it is, like she just doesn't have it. Just like, meh, like she's just kind of there.
Yeah, and I thought, like I said, like the friend is probably my favorite character in this show, and it's, you know, should that?
I mean,
be
shoot, even Madison is more
of
a likable character.
Yeah, I've seen the memes where it's like the multiverse of Madison, and yeah, and I'm just like that. You know, you should still want to see the actual She-Hulk character, and so far that hasn't been the case, at least for me, and probably you. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the next 3 episodes. I mean, it does look like they're finally starting to set up something with the Hulk King.
And Daredevil's not even in the show. They just used him in the trailer as like a clickbait.
They're trying to get, and they did the helmet. They're like, look at, he's coming.
He's going to be like in like the final scene of the final episode.
It's going to be an end credit of the final episode.
And she's going to be like in Daredevil, so he's just going to be setting that up, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to need your help. That'd be so, I mean, so many people would be mad.
Yeah. But yeah, so, you know, we'll see. But let us know what you guys thought, whether you know, agree or disagree. Yeah, just let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching.